I dated my boyfriend Mateo, a lawyer, for 5 years. He canceled our wedding 52 times. The first time, his intern messed up some papers and he left me stranded on the beach to fix it. I waited alone all day. The second time, he left in the middle of the ceremony, claiming that his intern was in trouble again. From then on, it was always about her. Always about her. Eventually, I reached my limit. I packed my bags and ended things. The day I left, Mateo panicked and tried to find me. Today was the 52nd wedding attempt, just with family. This time, I dragged myself to the venue with a fever, only to find Mateo in the groom's room, giving Sophia, the same intern, a foot massage. She was limping, as always. My parents just shook their heads. Seriously, again? Right before the ceremony, he ran off again. I have to take Sophia to the hospital, he said. We'll postpone to the next time, I swear. I used to beg, but this time I didn't smile. It's fine. Sophia probably can't wait. He blinked, surprised. Great, I'll bring you that strawberry cake you love so much tonight. I agreed. He left. I hate strawberries and cake. He knew that. I told him on our first date. He even wrote it down. I went back inside, tore up the wedding dress I had worn 52 times, and canceled everything for good. My parents comforted me. Come back to Culverden with us. Culverden was where their law firm was. I had studied law for them. I was supposed to join the firm after graduation, but instead I followed Mateo. I even hid my background to fit his small-town image. In those 5 years, I became partner material. People called us the golden couple. I thought that one day he would be okay with who I really was. That day never came. I agreed to go home. Later that night, while scrolling through social media, I saw Sophia's post, dragged someone's almost groom to play a match with me. Promised him dinner. Worked like a charm. Same story. Same me. I laughed bitterly. Thank God we never legally married. The next morning, I resigned. My boss, Mr. Garcia, tried to stop me. While we were talking, Mateo walked in with a love bite on his neck and Sophia's perfume still on him. Mr. Garcia groaned, "Talk to your girlfriend. She's resigning." Mateo chimed in, "You're still mad about the wedding?" "It's not that," I said. "I'm just tired." "Then take a vacation," he said. "Quitting makes it look like you have issues with Sophia, right?" The same vacation days I wasted on every failed wedding. He caught me looking at the mark. "Mosquito bite," he mumbled awkwardly. I nodded. He smiled, "That's better. Let it go. Dinner tonight at Low, okay?" I didn't respond. He took my silence as a yes. Sophia burst in. "Sorry to interrupt your date, but I need help with this case." She didn't even look at me, whispering as if I wasn't there. Then she hooked her arm through his and strutted out, flashing me a smug smile. When she slammed the door, my bracelet broke. It had been a gift from our first anniversary. Mateo said it symbolized how unbreakable we were. I threw it in the trash, along with what was left of us. Later, I packed my things. Carmen, my replacement, murmured, "You're really leaving now?" I'll be stuck watching them drool over each other all day. I saw Mateo sliding a luxury bracelet onto Sophia's wrist. She panicked when she saw me. "It's just a bracelet, Miss Rainsdorf. Please don't be upset." I smiled. "It looks good on you." 5 years, and Mateo had never bought me anything like that. Everyone thought I was just a clueless girl from nowhere. Even Carmen seemed furious. I turned to Sophia. "I'm not upset. I had bracelets like that lying around back in Culverden." Mateo sneered, "Rennie, stop being dramatic." "I'm not angry. You all need to stop making things up about me." After work, Mateo came to help me pack. Dinner is still on at 8. He noticed my bare wrist. "Where's the bracelet I gave you?" "I left it at home. I didn't want to risk breaking it." "You used to wear it every day." Before I could answer, Sophia appeared. "I'm ready." He lit up. "I'll wait for you in the car," he said, leaving with her toward the front passenger seat, the one he always said was for his future wife. She looked back at me smugly. I just nodded. It didn't hurt anymore. At dinner, they sat on the same side of the booth, ordering without looking at me. I stared out the window. Mateo slid me a plate of shrimp. Then Sophia chimed in, she ate 3 plates last time we came here. Mateo turned red. Why are you saying that in front of my fiancé? She laughed, oops, sorry. They both laughed. I pushed the plate away. It's not for me. You two enjoy it. Mateo asked, are you upset? I smiled. Not really. Just like fish, like you too. After dinner, Mateo walked Sophia home. I was the one who closed the door. Then I called a taxi to go to the airport. On the way, Mateo kept sending me messages. Where are you, Rennie? Please answer. You can't just disappear like this. The notifications came one after another, making my phone vibrate incessantly on the taxi seat. The driver glanced at me through the rearview mirror with a worried expression, probably thinking I was running from an abusive relationship. He wasn't entirely wrong, in a way. I turned off the phone. For the first time in 5 years, I felt genuine relief flowing through my veins. The airport was getting closer, and with it, my freedom. But then a call came through on the taxi's phone. The driver answered and after a few seconds handed the phone to me. It's for you, ma'am. It was Mateo. My stomach churned. How had he gotten the taxi company's number? Rennie, I know you're going to the airport. Please don't do this. We can talk. How did you get this number? My voice came out colder than I intended. I have my contacts. Listen, I canceled dinner with Sophia. I'm coming to get you now. He canceled dinner with Sophia. After 5 years of putting me second, now that I was really leaving, he canceled something with her. The irony was so bitter I almost laughed. Don't come after me, Mateo. Rennie, I love you. You know that. Love. What an interesting word coming from him. Love was leaving me standing at the altar 52 times. Love was walking out of our own wedding ceremony to take another woman to the hospital. Love was forgetting that I hated strawberries after 5 years together. If you loved me, you would have come to our wedding today. Sophia was hurt. Sophia is always hurt, Mateo. And you always run to save her. The silence on the other end lasted so long I thought he had hung up. Then I heard his heavy breathing. Fine. You want to leave? Go. But don't blame me when you realize you've made the biggest mistake of your life. And he hung up. I handed the phone back to the driver, who shook his head disapprovingly. We reached the airport 15 minutes later and I bought the first available ticket to Culverden. The flight would depart in 2 hours. While waiting at the boarding gate, I turned my phone back on. 17 missed messages. All from him. I didn't read any of them. Instead, I called my parents. Rennie, my mother's voice sounded worried. How was dinner? I'm at the airport, Mom. Coming home tomorrow morning. Silence, then a sigh of relief. Thank God. Your father and I were talking earlier. We never really liked Mateo, you know. That was news to me. For 5 years, they had been nothing but polite to him. Why? He never treated you as a priority, dear. And we raised you to be someone's priority, not their second choice. Tears began to roll down my face. Not from sadness, but from relief. Relief to finally hear someone validate what I had felt for so long. The flight was announced. I hung up after saying goodbye to my mother and boarded. As the plane took off, I looked out the window and saw the city growing smaller and smaller. 5 years of my life were down there, fading away with each passing second. And for the first time, that didn't scare me. I woke up as the plane landed in Culverden. The airport was small, nothing like the one I had come from, but there was something comforting in its simplicity. My parents were waiting for me in the arrivals area, and the hug I received was the first genuine hug I had felt in months. Welcome home, daughter, my father murmured in my ear. Home. The word sounded strange after so long, but it also sounded right. On the way home, my mother told me the latest news from the city, who had gotten married, who had divorced, who had opened new businesses. It was comforting to hear about lives that continued, that changed and evolved naturally, without drama or lies. By the way, my father said as he pulled into the garage, I spoke with the partners at the firm about your return. They're eager to have you back. My parents' law firm was successful, specializing in corporate and real estate law. I had grown up playing among the files, dreaming of one day working alongside them, until Mateo showed up and changed all my plans. "I'd love to come back," I replied, and realized it was true. They settled me into my old room, which they had kept exactly as I had left it. My diplomas were still hanging on the wall, my law books neatly organized on the shelves. It felt like going back in time, before I had made all those wrong decisions. I spent the rest of the day sorting through my things and trying to process everything that had happened. In the evening, my parents insisted on ordering Chinese food, my favorite when I was a teenager. We were eating and chatting when my phone rang. It was Mateo again. This time I answered. "Rennie, thank God. Where are you?" "At home." "At home? Your apartment is empty." "I have a key, remember?" Of course he had a key. And of course he had let himself into my apartment. Not that home, Mateo. My real home. Culverton. The silence was deafening. "You really left?" I said I would leave. "Rennie, this is ridiculous. You can't just walk away from everything we built together." "What did we build?" I laughed bitterly. "Mateo, in 5 years you cancelled our wedding 52 times. 52. And always for the same person. What exactly do you think we built?" "I made mistakes, okay? But we can fix this. Come home and let's talk." "This is my home now." "For how long? A week? A month? You'll get tired of this little revenge stunt and come back." "Revenge stunt?" He thought I had left everything behind as some petty revenge. 5 years wasted with a man who didn't know me at all. "I'm not coming back, Mateo." "And Sophia, do you really think there's something between us?" The question caught me off guard. Not the question itself, but the way he asked it, as if the answer mattered, as if after everything, he still expected me to be jealous. "I sincerely hope there is. You two deserve each other." And I hung up. My parents had heard the entire conversation. My father shook his head disapprovingly while my mother took my hand. "You did the right thing, dear." That night, lying in my teenage bed, staring at the ceiling I knew so well, I felt something I hadn't felt in years, peace. It wasn't happiness, it was still too soon for that, but it was peace, and for now, that was enough. The next morning, I woke up early and went to the firm with my father. The building was smaller than I remembered, but still impressive, with its brick facade and large windows overlooking the town's main square. The name Reinsdorf and Associates gleamed on the bronze plaque by the entrance. "Rennie." The secretary, Dolores, greeted me with a huge smile. She had worked for my parents since before I was born. "It's so good to have you back, dear. You've grown so much." I spent the morning reacquainting myself with the firm, reviewing cases, and meeting the new employees. It was surprising how everything still felt familiar, even after so much time. Law had always come naturally to me, a second language I spoke fluently. Around noon, while having lunch with my parents at the little cafe on the corner, my phone rang. It wasn't Mateo this time. It was Carmen, my former coworker. "Rennie, thank God you answered. You need to know what's happening here." "Carmen, I don't work there anymore. Whatever it is, it's no longer my problem. It's about Mateo and Sophia." My stomach tightened, but I kept my voice steady. "What about them? They're not even trying to hide it anymore. After you left, they walked out of the firm holding hands, and this morning she showed up wearing his shirt." I felt a strange mix of validation and disgust. I had been right all along. All the signs were there, all the cheap excuses, all the convenient emergencies, and I had wasted 5 years of my life pretending not to see. "Carmen, thank you for telling me. But there's more. Mr. Garcia is furious. He found out that Mateo had been using the firm's resources to pay Sophia's medical bills. Apparently, she never had proper health insurance, and he was diverting money from cases to cover her treatments. Now this was interesting, and potentially criminal. What kind of treatments? Mostly physical therapy, for the ankle she always injures. But also some other things, minor cosmetic surgeries, dermatological treatments. Stuff that's definitely not medical emergencies. Cosmetic surgeries. Dermatological treatments. While I had worn the same wedding dress 52 times, He had been funding his lover's transformation with the firm's money. Mr. Garcia is going to fire him. Worse. He is thinking about suing him. And you know what's the most ironic part? He wants you to come back to handle the case. I laughed. The irony was almost poetic. Tell Mr. Garcia thank you for the offer, but I have other priorities now. I hung up and told my parents everything. My father, who had been a prosecutor before opening his private firm, shook his head knowingly. Embezzlement. If they can prove he used firm money for personal purposes, he could go to jail. Good, was all I could say. My mother looked at me with concern. You're not too happy about this, are you? She was right. I should have been furious, devastated, or at least satisfied with his downfall. But all I felt was emptiness, as if Mateo was a phase of my life that had already passed, like a cold that had finally healed. I'm not feeling anything, I admitted. It's strange. It's not strange, my father said gently. It's healing. We spent the rest of the day working. It was refreshing to be surrounded by colleagues who respected me, who valued my opinion, who didn't treat me as decoration or a second choice. Around 5 in the afternoon, as we were getting ready to leave, Dolores came to my desk with a strange expression. Rennie, there's a man at reception asking for you. He says he's your ex-fiancé. My blood ran cold. Mateo was here. He said he drove all night to get here. He looks desperate. I looked at my father, who immediately stood up. Do you want me to talk to him? No, I took a deep breath. I'll talk to him. But stay close. Just in case. I walked toward the reception on trembling legs. Mateo was there, exactly as Dolores had described, desperate. His eyes were red, unshaven, and wearing the same clothes from the day before. He had really driven all night. Rennie, thank God. We need to talk. We have nothing to talk about, Mateo. Please, just give me 5 minutes. I looked at him, really looked at him, and realized something I had never noticed before. He was scared. Not sad, not regretful, scared. All right. 5 minutes. We stepped out into the square in front of the firm. It was late afternoon, and the golden sunset made everything look surreal. I ruined everything, he began. I know I ruined it. But you can't just throw away 5 years of our lives like this. I didn't throw them away, Mateo. You did. Every time you chose her over me. It's not what you think. Sophia and I are not. Carmen told me about the money. He paled. What money? The firm's money that you used to pay for her treatments. The cosmetic surgeries. The fake physical therapy. How? It doesn't matter how I know. What matters is that you stole from your job to support your mistress. And then you had the audacity to propose to me 52 times. I didn't steal anything. I just what, Mateo? Just diverted company funds? Just lied to me for 5 years? Just made me feel crazy for questioning the obvious? He stayed silent for a long moment. When he finally spoke, his voice was low and dangerous. You think you're better than everyone, don't you? You always did. Coming from your rich family, with your fancy diplomas, slumming it by dating me. And there it was, the truth he had hidden for 5 years. He had always resented me, my success, my family, my education. I had spent 5 years trying to shrink myself to fit his insecurity, and he still hated me for it. You're right, I said calmly. I am better than you. Not because I come from money or because I have diplomas. I'm better than you because I never lied. I never cheated. I never made you feel like a second choice. I'm better than you because when I promise something, I keep it. He stepped toward me, and for a moment I thought he was going to hit me. But then he saw my father approaching and stepped back. This isn't over, Rennie. Yes, it is. And if you show up here again, I'll call the police. He looked at me with such hatred that I felt a chill. Then he turned and walked toward his car. I stood there, trembling, until he disappeared from view. My father put his arm around my shoulders. Are you all right? I'm fine. I'm finally fine. And for the first time in 5 years, it was true.